This is Rev Dore, Patlian, teaching the science of mind with heart. As you remember in our previous podcast, the science of mind is a faith, a philosophy, and a way of life developed by Dr. Ernest Holmes in the early part of the 20th century. But it's based on teachings that go all the way back through the thread of truth through every great religion. When you boil them down to their essentials, to get rid of the rituals and ceremonies and do's and don'ts, the truth is very similar. And the science of mind embraces that thread of truth. Early Christians believed very similarly to the way the science of mind does today. Plato, in many of his works, reflects the ideas that we now call the science of mind. These are eternal philosophies. Today, we want to talk about what to do when things go wrong. All of us have times when things just don't seem to be going right. I sure have times in my life when things aren't going as I planned or wanted. Things unravel, bills are more than expected, people do not behave as I thought they should or would, and life appears to have hit a rough patch. Do you have times like this? I'm having one today, which is why I chose this topic for this podcast and for my blog. We have difficult times. It's part of the human experience, but it need not be a common occurrence, but rather a rare aberration in an otherwise happy and wonderful life. That's the way I think it should be. In fact, if we diligently practice the principle I'm going to discuss today, we might never experience another rough patch. Wouldn't that be nice? If you're a frequent reader of this blog or you've heard the podcast, over 2 million people worldwide per month log on to my blog. You may want to join them on awakenedheartministries.org. If you do that, you'll know that our lives are literally created by our own deep-seated beliefs, our thoughts, and the words that we speak based on those thoughts and beliefs. We are the authors of our own book of life. Yes, there is a book of life, but it's not in a place called heaven. It's right inside our mind, and we write a page each day that we live. I know it's hard to grow up spiritually and leave the parent God in the sky, but the eternal truth is that God is everywhere present, most particularly in us. Understanding this, we can then realize that as authors of our lives, only we can change them. What we write, we can rewrite. Having a bad day? Change it. No, you may not immediately be able to change the behavior of your children, your spouse, your employer. You may not be able to reduce the amount the mail says that you owe, but you can change your experience of these facts, thereby rendering them impotent. They can only ruin your day if you play along and let them. You can just as easily decide to say, "This is my day. I will enjoy it. Yes, not everything is as I would wish, but I choose to be happy nonetheless." Remember, denial is a river in Egypt, not a way of life. You do not deny the things occurring in your life. You just understand the source of them, which is you, and realize that on some level you created or promoted by your actions and behavior these things to happen to you. You are the motive force of your life. You may be saying, "Okay, Rev, how do I begin?" Well, let's take the first step. First, there are no victims here. Tell yourself that you're not a victim of circumstance or of another person. You created, promoted, or allowed what is going on in your life. You create it, you own it. Now you can dispose of it. There are no victims in the science of mind philosophy. Victimhood keeps you in a weakened state of dependence on the goodwill, charity, or good intentions of others. You're out of control and have handed the keys to your life to others. That's no way for a creation of the Most High God to live. You are made of the very stuff of God. Take back the keys and get in the driver's seat of your life. Once you take responsibility for your life, you are free. If you thrive on sympathy, attention, and drama, this may not be the life for you because you will no longer have these emotional crutches on which to depend and to lean. But remember, if you choose the victim's path, You may blame no one, not even God, for the results. The second step to handling things when they go wrong is to think of things of good report. You know, it was true back about the year 60 CE, or Christian era, when Paul said this, but it's even more true today in our world of 24-hour satellite and cable news, when we are bombarded with many things of bad report. Set yourself free from the fire hose of negative news from around the world. Stop watching late news at 10 or 11 p.m. It's a really bad fashion in which to go to sleep. Who wants to go to bed with murder, war, and mayhem on your mind? Watch SportsCenter on ESPN in the morning and catch up on your favorite teams, not the morning news. You can start your day celebrating your team's win, or at least vowing, wait till the next game. But at least you will not have poisoned your mind with negativity to begin your day. Remember, what you think of when first awakening and last before sleeping programs your day or your sleep. Think and speak only what you wish to experience in your life. Remember, what you focus on in your thoughts and words are what you will see as your reality. The third step, banish fear from your life. Do you remember that I just told you that what you focus on in your thoughts and your words are what you will experience? You know, this works with the good things and with the bad things the same way. Divine law works in forward and reverse. Job said in his cry to God, "My greatest fears have come to pass." Yes, and they always will. Job spent every waking and sleeping moment for years expecting the worst, and he was not disappointed. Think of the result if he had trusted in God and expected the best in the abundant life. That would have been his reality. There are only two root emotions in the human mind, just two. One is love, and the other is fear. All of the other emotions that we experience come from these two roots. They're branches on a tree. Do you not know that fear is the real devil? There is no fallen angel with horns and a pitchfork. All evil comes from fear, and all good comes from love. Fear not, dear friends. Have we not been promised that we need not worry about what we should wear or how we shall eat? The bird and the lion are fed not because they're favored by God. The world operates by law, not caprice. The bird knows that he'll find food. It's in his nature. So it is with the lion. So it should be with us. But we have a power they don't have. We can question. We can disbelieve. We can make choices. We can, with our imagination, create new states of mind at will. These are powers that make us human. They are God's greatest gifts to mankind. But like electricity, they can be used for good or for ill. And the great soul we call God cares not what use we make of our power. That is for us to choose and to take whatever consequences may be. That is the essence of free will, which is also man's great gift and great responsibility. You know, here in the U.S., where I'm speaking from, parents often tell their children, if you make your bed, you best be prepared to lie in it. In other words, if you speak, think, and choose in a certain way, be prepared to experience the results of those words, thoughts, and actions. My mother used to tell me this all the time. Well, that's enough for this blog. More on these 3 points next blog. To learn more about how to take control of your life and to live the life you were intended to live, click on Amazon.com and pick up a copy of The Science of Mind by Dr. Ernest Holmes. You can get the 1926 edition, my personal favorite, for just $3.95 US. Gonna be the best money you ever spent. Closing thought for the day is that you are a thought in the mind of God. You are loved and cherished by God, for you are a part of God. as your fingers are a part of your hand. You are loved beyond measure. Be happy and know that all is well. Thank you and have a blessed day. May God make His countenance to shine within your heart and give you the peace that passes all understanding. Goodbye for now.